Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to my unboxing and review of the UtechSmart Mercury Illuminated Mechanical Gaming Keyboard. This is my second consecutive gaming keyboard review on my channel. I just finished reviewing the Nvidia Hermes Lite Mechanical Gaming Keyboard. In fact, it is so close to my review of the Nvidia Hermes that I'm rendering the Nvidia Hermes Lite review video as I'm recording my UtechSmart Mercury keyboard review right now. But I'm very excited for this unboxing and review because this is going to be my first aluminum gaming keyboard. So without further ado, let's skip over looking at the very minimalistic packaging and look at the keyboard itself. And right away I'm seeing something that I like. The packaging is protected by some styrofoam around the front and sides, so that helps prevent any mishaps during transport. So big thumbs up right there. But like a kid at Christmas. But look at the brushed aluminum keyboard. Wow, I mean, I knew before going into this review that this product was going to be a winner, but man, the first thing I can say when taking out this keyboard is wow. And the keys themselves look to be a derivative of the Cherry MX Blue key switches. Looking around the back, you see some anti-slip feet and two tabs that you can flip up if you want to raise the elevation of the keyboard. Then the cable doesn't route in any particular direction. This is something I wish more keyboards had, where the cable is recessed, where it starts around here and then you can route it in different directions. So that's one design feature that I would recommend for future iterations. What else can I say about it? I mean, this is gorgeous right now. I'm pretty sure that my lighting and my recording setup isn't doing the UtechSmart keyboard justice, but can't wait to plug it in and try it out. Let's see what else we get in the box. We get, it looks like a, what is this, a product guide? Oh no, it's a quick start guide. Alright, well, can't wait to start trying out the keyboard. And man, look at how recessed the frame of the keyboard is beyond the keys. I didn't think that I would like that, but how it actually looks in person is really neat. How recessed the frame is. Alright, enough talking, let's try it out. Okay, I got a little bit ahead of myself in my excitement. There's a few features I wanted to talk about before plugging in the keyboard. The cable is braided with a gold-plated USB connector. And let's look at the actual keycaps themselves. The manufacturer advertises a unique bicolor mold for the keycap design, and this is actually different from authentic Cherry MX switches. This is an authentic Cherry MX Blue keyboard, and the keycaps themselves are just solid black plastic, whereas the keycaps on this keyboard, the make of the key switches isn't exactly specified, but they are a spec for spec copy of the Cherry MX Blue switches. They have white plastic lining the inside of the black keys, and if you look at the actual switch itself, it does have some clear plastic outside of the part that depresses. And the authentic Cherry MX Blue switch does not. But if we look at a copy of the Cherry MX Brown switch on the Roswell RGB 80, these are Kala switches. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but they are a spec for spec made in China copy of Cherry MX Browns. They also have the white lining the inside of the black plastic keycap, but they don't have the clear plastic surrounding the part that depresses the switch. So this is actually premium quality in the design of the keycap and the key switch. So huge thumbs up right away. So all that aside, let's plug in the keyboard and look at the illumination. The first time you plug in the keyboard, this is the effect that plays. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's cycle through all of the lighting effects. The keyboard does have onboard memory, so it remembers the last effect you had on the keyboard before you turned it off. Oh, I should probably mention the keyboard has N key rollover, it has media keys, no macro capability yet, and the best part is all of the keyboard functions and the lighting effects can be done without drivers. There is no driver you need to download for this keyboard. You have the number lock indicator, caps lock indicator, and scroll lock indicator as bright blue lights in the top right hand corner. So let's turn off some of those lights. Scroll lock, caps lock off, number lock off. Okay, so the first effect I'm going to look at is color cycling. So hitting function and insert, well, it was already color cycling, so hitting function and insert will stop the cycle of color. So look, it's fading to green now, and if you hit function and plus, it'll speed up the rate that the colors cycle. If you hit function and minus, it'll slow down the rate that the colors cycle. And if you look at the blinking blue lights, anytime all three of these blue lights blink, it means you are modifying your lighting settings in some way. So right now, the colors are cycling at, I'm pretty sure it's the minimum speed that they can cycle at. So let's increase the speed that they cycle at, and the blue lights are confirming that we are indeed modifying the settings. So now it's going really quickly. If you want to modify the brightness and the intensity of the lighting, you hit the plus key and there you go. So off. Did I say plus key? No, that's the up arrow. Alright, so that's what function and insert does, and that locked it to whatever color this is, and we're starting the cycling again. Okay, so now let's go over to home. This mode is a little bit more complex. So function and home, there are 4 different settings that you can go into when you hit function and home. So this is the first function, home. This is the second function, home. It's reactive rainbow lighting. And this is the third function in home. It spreads out the color. It seems to originate from right here. To the best of my knowledge, there's no way to shift where the colors start spreading from. So if you want the colors to start spreading from here, I don't think there's a way to shift the midpoint at all. So that's what happens when you hit function home for the 3rd time, and when you hit it for the 4th time, it'll lock it to one color. And here is the fastest way you can cycle all colors on the keyboard at once, where you hit function and to the left. So function to the left, function to the left, and again, always function down and function up will change the keyboard. Super cool. Alright, so let's go to function and delete. Function delete, wave. Whoa, you could spend hours just messing with the keyboard settings, and let's slow it down. There you go. Alright, now let's go to function end. Now this setting is a little complex. You can see that I have different colors on the keycaps right now. If you hit function end and you see the 3 lights blinking, this means you can tune all the keys to whatever color you want. So hitting each key turns it off. So if you only want the letters to be a certain light, so let's say I want to type United States of America in red, white, and blue. So U as red, N as blue, I as white. Where's I? There you go. Where's T? Should be red again. E, gonna make it blue. D, red, and you get the idea. And in this mode, you type indefinitely and it doesn't actually send the signal to the keyboard. 3 lights blinking, of course, means that you are modifying your keyboard settings, and you can go all the way around to make the keys whatever color you want. And of course, with the onboard memory, it's going to remember your settings even if you unplug the keyboard and turn it back on. So to stop the settings mode and just type like this, you would go to function end, and now you are back in typing mode. Function end, there you go. And the last one, function page down, is just simply reactive. Okay, and if you want to do a different color reactive, function page down again, red, reactive, then function blue, and you get the idea. Alright, so let's go to all of the settings again just to review. Function insert cycles it. Function home, there's 4 different things. The first one is the ripple rainbow, and then reactive rainbow, and then spreading different colors, and then solid color that you can manually change. This is the fastest way to get the keyboard to an entire color that you want. Then function page up, the rolling effect, then the wave, then function end, of course, custom colors, and function page down, reactive. Alright, so those are all of the lighting effects. Now let's finally talk about the keyboard quality. One thing I forgot to mention is if you have your keyboard in rolling mode or the wave gradient, if you hit the function again, it'll pause the colors in the middle of where it exactly was in its wave. So that's really cool. I don't know if there's a way to change the direction of the wave. I don't think there is though. In terms of the keyboard's quality, I have nothing except good things to say. The keys are super comfortable to type on as far as Cherry MX Blue switches go, and even though these aren't authentic Cherry MX switches, they at this point in the keyboard's life cycle feel every bit as good, if not better, than actual Cherry MX Blue switches. This keyboard has about 3 years of use on it, so it's a little bit more worn in than the Mercury keyboard, but the keycaps are rated to 60 million keystrokes, as are the switches. I have no doubts about the longevity of the keyboard if it feels this good to type on the keyboard right out of the box. I mean, all I want to do is just for hours type random things because it's so comfortable. Just play with the lighting and type random things. At the prosumer level, there's almost no way to objectively quantify the quality of Cherry derivative or Cherry clone key switches compared to authentic Cherry switches, but these switches are super comfortable to type on. I could just type for hours like I've mentioned. Cherry MX Blue switches aren't for everybody. If you don't like having a click and a bump feeling when you type, then you should go with a more linear key switch like Cherry MX Reds or Cherry MX Blacks. I already did a really quick overview of the different type of Cherry MX switches in my previous Gamdius Hermes Light keyboard reviews, so be sure to watch that section on the key switch comparison if you're not sure about the differences in the type of Cherry MX key switches. But for additional thoughts on the Mercury Mechanical Keyboard, I do wish that the keyboard word here was capitalized to follow the pattern. Also, I think the top of the keyboard here is a lot of wasted space. They don't have like, you know, quick access media keys here or macro keys. So in future designs, I do wish that they either remove a significant portion of the top or add some functionality there. Also, you know, having routing paths for the cable seems to be a standard on most keyboards. So it's very curious why I didn't choose to do that. And the surface of the keyboard, let me move it closer. The metal has a lot of tooling, like not tooling marks, but well, fine, tooling marks. I wish the surface of the metal was a lot more consistent without the ridges. You can CNC machine and tool aluminum to be super smooth, but when you're on a high output schedule, you don't have as much time to be super consistent and super smooth. So that's something also to consider. The additional tooling time would also add to the cost, so that's part of keeping the cost down. This keyboard is $99 on Amazon, which is a super competitive price for an RGB aluminum mechanical keyboard. I love this keyboard. I love how it's designed. I love the recessed frame and how the keys ride so high above the frame. Not everybody is going to like that though, but in terms of features for the money and the construction, the quality, the durability, the comfort when typing, I had to give this keyboard an A-. This is going to be my go-to keyboard, not for gaming, but at work, because I personally prefer to game with a 10 keyless keyboard so I can save on desk space. So at work, this is going to be my primary keyboard. I cannot recommend this keyboard enough. It is hands down the best keyboard I've ever used right out of the box. It's the, I can't remember what it felt like when I typed on Cherry MX Blue switches for the first time, but typing on this keyboard right out of the box, super comfortable. And of course, they do have the bicolor mold keycap with the clear switch, well, the clear plastic surrounding the switch. So super big thumbs up on the design of the UtechSmart Mercury Mechanical Keyboard. Check out the links in my description to buy it on Amazon. Thank you guys for watching this review. My name is David, and I will see you next video.